Hello, Rick.
Hello.
Hey, Rick, what's going on, man?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks.
Great. One moment. I'm checking the sound here. Can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think it's going through my laptop speakers right now instead of my audio device, but I can hear you. So it's good.
All right. So Rick, tell us, man, what is going on in the world of Martyr right now?
Ooh, I think there's a lot going on in the world of Martyr right now. We released the album Planet Metalhead February 24th. And after that we had the release show, of course. That was just in time after the pandemic that we could organize that show. That was in our hometown here in Utrecht in the Netherlands. That was awesome, by the way. And after that we did some festivals, and I'm still doing some festivals. In 2 weeks we will do the Headbangers Open Air Festival, for example. That's a real cult classic, legendary, old school metal fest in Germany. So we were invited last weekend to also perform there, because a lot of bands are cancelling, especially from the US. So they asked us to replace, when Sacred Drive cancelled, they came to us to see if we could replace and fill in a spot on that festival. We are releasing Planet Metalhead in Peru on cassette, and we did release Planet Metalhead in 5 other continents with license deals. That's South America, USA, China, Japan, Europe, of course, and a special edition on vinyl that will be released, we hope, late August, because it was due to all kind of issues, postponed to late August by the factory. So there's a lot going on and a lot to manage, but I love to manage all those kind of things. So busy.
Wow. Yeah, that is really awesome, man. That's congratulations on getting on that festival as well.
That's awesome, because it's a festival that has a real great international name and fame, so to say. So it will gain a lot of attention, I think, also for Martyr and also for the new album.
Yeah, speaking of the new album, Planet Metalhead, this record has been getting a lot of attention this year. A lot of really good feedback, a lot of good reviews.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you tell us making this record, what was it like? What was the process like? Was it different from the other records, or?
Yeah, it was very different. The only thing that was the same is that Rob and I write the songs here in my home studio. Rob has a lot of ideas. He's also a good guitar player, by the way. Rob is the singer of Martyr. And so he brought a lot of ideas to the table. We recorded them in our home studio, made a demo cassette, and normally then we go to the rehearsal room and jam the songs with all the members, and then you get the final product, so to say, and practice it and go into the studio and record it. But this time we wrote the songs here at home, and we had Rick Falcon as a drummer, but he's also a producer. So what we did is we gave the demo files that we recorded in our home studios to Rick, asked him to fill in the drum parts. He sent it back to us. We filled in the guitar parts and the vocal parts and the bass parts in our own home studios, sent the files back to Rick. He sent them back again in a sort of, in-between mix. Then it gave us more ideas. We arranged them, rearranged them again, recorded it again, sent it again back to Rick Falcon, and so on till the final product was there, and did that song by song. So we finished every song completely, including mixing and mastering before we continued with another song. So it was kind of a different process that we were used to. But I think when we look at the result of Planet Metalhead and the way that the songs came out and the way that the production, the recording and the sound quality, etc., the way it was produced by Rick Falcon, I think it was a way of recording this album that I liked a lot. Especially because the end product is really satisfying for us as a band.
Hell yeah, man! And the artwork also is really cool album cover. Can you tell us? Is there a story behind that?
Yeah. Planet Metalhead, the album, and when we recorded the songs, we wanted to record a pure heavy metal album. All songs are pure heavy metal, and when you look at the titles like Demon Hammer or Raise Your Horns, those kind of titles, Children of the Night, you immediately know that it's heavy metal. And that's why we wanted the artwork also to represent a heavy metal feeling. So when you are in your record store and you look at all those covers, etc., and you pick up the album, that you immediately know this is pure heavy metal album. So it's Martyr. The title of the album is Planet Metalhead. When you look at the artwork, you will think, well, this is pure heavy metal. And when you look at the title of the songs, then you cannot think anything else than, wow, this must be a pure heavy metal album. Let's put it on.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. There is no mistaking. If you pick that up in a record store, you're gonna see it. You're gonna know exactly what. And
that's exactly the idea and the intention that we had when we asked Wazi Kande, that's the artist from I think he is from Indonesia. When we asked him to make the artwork for us.
Very cool. Can you going back to your beginnings? Because I know, well, as far as a musician, what kind of influences did you have growing up? What got you into heavy metal?
When I picked up the guitar, I was 15 years old, and it was mainly because my brother had a guitar that he didn't play on. And my brother, when we were very young, he listened to like Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and that's how I got involved into the heavier music as well. When I started also to go to the record stores here downtown in my hometown Utrecht, I found out about bands like Kiss, for example. So I bought those records. Later on, Van Halen, of course, Van Halen 1 came out, and that was a real sort of eye-opener about the way heavy metal could sound. Of course, always a new wave of British heavy metal bands like Iron Maiden, etc. influenced me also. But when I look at Martyr, the main influence from Martyr were the Japanese metal bands, and then especially bands like Loudness. The guitar work was really great, the song structure was really great, the vocal lines, me and Rob, we loved the way the vocal lines were introduced in those kind of songs by Loudness, for example. So the main influence from Martyr is Loudness and US metal, also like Warlord, Queensryche, the early Queensryche, Queen of the Reich EP. Mm-hmm. Those are the influences of Martyr when we started.
Very cool. The name Martyr itself, how did you guys come up with that? Is there a story behind that?
Yeah. When we were looking for a name, we wanted a name with a strange character in it, like a Z or a Y or a Q. And suddenly I read about a book and that had the name Martyr in it. And then I said to the guys, "Oh, this is a cool name. It's short. It has that strange character in it, the Y. And let's take that one as a name." Nowadays, sometimes for especially not English-speaking people, it's quite a difficult name, Martyr. So as everywhere that we go, people pronounce it differently. In the Netherlands, they say Martyr or Martyr, or in Germany they say Martyr. So everywhere they say it differently, and well, that also makes it sort of funny, and we use that pronunciation everywhere that we go in a different manner. So, but it's mainly because it was short and it had a strange character in it, and also it was a sort of, when we looked at that name Martyr, we thought about it. Yeah, it's a cool heavy metal name as well.
Absolutely, man. Looking back on your career, do you have any crazy backstage stories or anything like that sticks out?
Yeah, there are enough crazy backstage stories to tell. One of the stories that I liked a lot as well is when we were touring with Lizzie Borden. We are quite drinkers in Martyr as well. When we perform, before the performance, we also have a ritual with Jägermeister. Then we have a yell with Jägermeister, and we say, "Well, have a good show" to each other, and then we drink the Jägermeister. After the show, we continue with Jägermeister or beer or whatever, and we are quite some drinkers in the band. But when US bands, for example, tour with us in Europe, they sometimes want to keep up with us drinking. And when we did, for example, the Lizzie tour in Europe, that was a 2.5-week tour through all of Europe, then Chris Sanders, in this case, he was the guitar player for Lizzie Borden at that moment in time. He wanted to keep up with us as well, drinking, and yeah, well, he got sick, of course, and the next day we had to travel from place A to place B, and then he puked all over Lizzie Borden in the van. So after that moment, he was forbidden by Lizzie, the vocalist from Lizzie Borden, to hang out with us anymore for the rest of the tour. But sometimes when we still tour with US bands, always they say, "Don't drink with Martyr." That's one of the stories that happens on tour, for example. It's a funny story.
Kind of like Pantera, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Good times with those bands on the road. I must say that we had a very good relationship with, for example, Lizzie Borden and Flotsam, Vicious Rumours. Those US bands that come to Europe and that play over here, and we sometimes do support, or we had a tour with them during the years. We still have, especially with those US bands, very good contact, and that's awesome.
Any chance that you guys will ever make it over here to the US?
Yeah, we are talking about it because we have our album released in the US by Animated Insanity Records. And the label boss from that label mentioned to us that we need to come over and play that's a famous festival in, I think, is it Legions of the Damned? I'm not sure, in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So he wants us to play there. So yeah, well, certainly we hope so. We've never been there as a band, so we hope that we are able during our career that we can come over to play the US sometime. Yeah, it's a dream.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, for all the gearheads out there who are wondering, like, what kind of tones can you give us a rig rundown of some of the equipment and stuff that you used in the studio to get these sounds? Yeah. I play nowadays. I switched from the Mesa Booker Turtle rectifier to the Blue Guitar Iridium. That's a really small amp that I have on my pedal board, so it's travel light, play loud for me, and it's really easy also when you have gigs in foreign countries and you need to go by plane, for example. Then you can bring your own amp. I play on different guitars, but my main guitar is the Gibson Flying V, and for the rest, to be honest, Zach, I don't have much stomp boxes, for example. I have, of course, a tuner, I have a boost delay, so that I can pump up the volume a little bit when I do a guitar solo and have a little bit delay behind it. And to be honest, that's about it. So it's not that very exciting. Well,
for recording, we used a lot of VSTs by Easy Mix, and I used a lot of the Gus G VSTs for the recordings, for the rhythm guitar as well as the solo parts.
Very nice. Well, the production sounds amazing on this record, I must say.
Yeah. It sounds really good. So Rick Falcon did a good job there. Yeah.
All right. Well, Rick, I guess I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
Yes, of course. I would like to let the people know that we are very grateful for all the support that we have received during the 40 years existence of Martyr, because we are from established 1982. We're still alive and kicking, so to say. So that's something that I would like to thank everybody for the continuous support. When you don't know about Martyr, please check it out. We have the new album out, Planet Metalhead. It's pure metal, as I already told, and I think the pure metalheads, I think they will like it a lot. We are releasing the album everywhere. We want to have the fans to have easy access to the music. Check it out in your record store, Spotify, socials, wherever you can get all of the music. Please check it and keep in touch with the band, because we like to interact with our fans. So write us, follow us on the socials, and we will be in touch with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Rick, before I let you go, can I get you to make us a station tag?
Yes, sure.
All right, whenever you're ready, just say something like, "This is Rick from Martyr, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Hello, everybody. This is Rick from the Dutch metal legends Martyr, and you're listening to the Metal Devastation Radio.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I love it.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and really appreciate
it. Thank you, Zach. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
And thanks for all your support as well, by the way, before I forget to say it. We really appreciate it, what you're doing for the band.
Of course, man. You know, beyond the business part, I really am a fan. I love it. Really impressed with the new record, and I've been listening to it all year, man.
Thanks. I know that you liked it, but I really appreciate all the work, and thanks again.
You're very welcome.
All right.
We'll talk to you later, okay?
Thank you, Zach. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Cheers.